My older sister's boyfriend confessed his feelings to me. I, female 17, have an older sister, female 21, who I'll call B. B has a boyfriend who I'll call J. Just like I said in the title, J has confessed that he has feelings for me, and he said that he has had them for a long time. Just to clarify, J and B have been together for almost a year, and I've known J because my sister had a huge crush on him when they were in high school. So I was really happy for her when she told me they were dating, and since my sister still lives at home with our parents, J has been over a lot of times for dinner or just to hang out with my sister. During our first meeting when B brought him home to meet the family, I didn't try to be overly friendly with him, but I was nice to him. My sister told me later that he thought that I was a bit too cold to him and asked me to be nice to him, so every other time I saw him, I was nice. I greeted him, talked with him about several topics which we had in common like anime, which we were both very huge fans of, and I thought he was really cool. But that was it. I had no interest in him romantically and just saw him as my sister's boyfriend. But just yesterday, during a Halloween party our family was having with our friends and family, Jay obviously came as my sister's date. I was having a lot of fun, and I remember Jay coming up to me and asked if I could help him get drinks from the fridge that our family kept in the garage, and I agreed. On the way there, we were talking about our costumes and how they matched as they were from the same anime. Before we returned to the house, he grabbed my hand and told me he had something to say. He then confessed to me that he had a crush on me and that he was first hoping that his feelings for me would go with time, but he felt like every day he came to our house his feelings would grow. He also said that he can't stop thinking about me. I felt uncomfortable as he spoke and asked what about my sister and their relationship, and he said that he loves my sister but loved me more than her, and said that he was sorry for having feelings for me when I am still a minor and he is an adult, and that he just felt like he had to let me know. I was quiet, and so was he as he looked at me awaiting my answer. I told him that I don't have feelings for him and I think that him confessing to me will ruin the friendly relationship between us, and I told him that I'd tell my sister because I didn't want her to misunderstand. But he begged me not to tell my sister because he still wanted to date her, and I told him that he can't date someone if he doesn't have feelings for them, and ran back to my house to try and find my sister. I found her, and she immediately asked where Jay was. I pulled her aside while telling her that there was something she had to know, and we went to the bathroom, which was fairly quiet, and I told her about what Jay had told me. She looked at me silently for a few seconds before going outside the bathroom. I followed her and saw her take Jay away by the hand as they went to her room upstairs. I couldn't focus on the party anymore and kept looking up to see if Jay would leave the house, but he didn't leave. Even after the party was beginning to end, they were still up there. I thought maybe it had gone bad and that Jay had probably hurt my sister, so I told my mom what happened and we both went to check on her. We found them cuddling on her bed, and immediately she saw me, she told me to get out of her room. I was confused and asked what I had done. She told me that she's always known that I was jealous of her relationship with Jay and that she couldn't believe I'd go as far as lying to about Jay confessing to me, and said that Jay was an adult and I was a child and whatever obsession I had with Jay should end. Then she told my mom a whole other story that Jay had apparently told her. Apparently, Jay told my sister that we were talking about anime in the garage while getting more drinks, and I began to confess about how I liked him from the moment I saw him and that he tried to reject me nicely, but I ran off to B and told her a completely different story just to make Jay look bad. I tried to defend myself, but for some reason my mother sided with B and dragged me out of B's room. My mother then told my dad what B had told her, and my father was confused at first, but at least he listened to my side of the story, but my mom didn't believe me. She even called my aunts who were there and began to tell them, and they were all telling me how wrong I was for trying to break my sister's relationship apart. B also came down with Jay and escorted Jay out before coming back to tell me that I have always tried to get everything from her, and she knew one day I'd try to steal her boyfriends, and my mom and aunts shamed me for it. Only my dad believed me. I have been upset about it, and both my mom and sister are ignoring me. I also cried a lot to my dad, telling him the story over and over, hoping that he doesn't get lied to by my sister. I sent a text to Jay telling him that he was a horrible person and told him how I couldn't believe he lied to my family, and he sent a screenshot to my sister, and just a few minutes ago she's yelled at me for still trying to ruin her relationship and for being obsessed and jealous of her, and I was crying. I just want to know what I should do to prove my innocence. It feels so horrible to be accused of such a thing. I'm not talking to anyone in my house, and I've been locked in my room.